Welcome. Welcome, everybody, and good evening. You know, we decided not to pre-record our Holy Day blessings, our services, our God's year. Even though we knew that there was a risk, we knew we could get the sound to be probably a little bit better if we had the time to produce it in advance. We knew we could make everything just right, but we wanted it to feel authentic, and we wanted to be responsive to what's going on in the world right in this moment, knowing that things are changing so fast. So about an hour ago, as we were gathering together to prepare for this evening, we heard the horrible news that I'm sure you all know by now. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsberg has died. And this weighs really heavily on me and on all of us. I want to share with you that our tradition says that when a tzaddeket dies, when a righteous person dies, there is the possibility of a kind of moral and spiritual awakening in the world. They taught this with regards to the death of Miriam and Aaron. In the Talmud, they say that something might become possible when someone truly holy and righteous dies. Maybe it opens the rest of us up somehow. So I hold that with our heavy hearts as we go into this new year, as we begin 5781, as the sun begins to sink. I think on some level, Kohelet, Ecclesiastes, hoped both to comfort us and to humble us by saying anything that's going to happen has already happened. Ein chadash tachat hashemesh. There's nothing new under the sun. You think you're hurting? We hurt before. You think you're suffering? We know suffering. Everything you're going through, someone's been through it before. You're not the first and you're not the last. There's nothing new under the sun. And yet, Ecclesiastes was, of course, wrong, because there's always something new under the sun with every baby that's born, with every piece of art that's created, with every word that's written, there's something new under the sun. With every pandemic and every fire, every hurricane, every earthquake, every death of a great one, there's something new under the sun. And we've seen suffering before, but we've never seen this. And we've been through battles before, but we've never been through this. Who could have imagined that we would be here in this way, coming together in our most sacred time of renewal to begin the new year in this way? Never in our lifetime have we experienced anything close to this, neither have our ancestors nor theirs. There is something new in the world. So this year we gather up our hearts, each of us in our own place, each of us confined to these tiny boxes that now have come to define us in so many ways. Our hearts are wizened by loss and by suffering. Sometimes when we start the High Holy Days, I have to try to wake us up, but this year we're wide awake. And I just invite us as we daven together this evening and throughout these holy days to remember that in our Jewish tradition, the new day always starts in the night. We start as the sun begins to sink, and soon it will be dark outside. And in fact, this will be the darkest night of the month because we only have a very thin sliver of new light. I want to invite us as we walk through this moment in a now painful and very chaotic world to be together even as we are apart. I want to invite you, if you're with us by Zoom or by Facebook Live, or if you're on our website, I want to invite you to create sacred space around you. Try to put away the news. We know how terrible it is. It's already living in us now. And let us give ourselves a chance to open our hearts to one another and to the depths of what might be possible in the days ahead. I pray that we are somehow able to find wisdom and comfort and inspiration in the space where ancient technologies from our calendar and from our liturgy meet the contemporary technologies that make it possible for us to be together and miraculously and blessedly allow us to touch one another across time and space. The world is a really painful place right now. I hope our holy time together will help us achieve a new sense of what might be possible. I wish you all Shana Tova.